Hello, I am Shelly Bond. If you don't know me, I am on this heart mission to help connect women, to help us create a better life through the practice of self-care, through the practice of taking care of us. I started my self-care journey about 9 years ago when I had a little one, a little baby, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I was super stuck in my life, feeling just anxious, depressed. I suffered from that postpartum anxiety and depression. I never really told anyone about it. I felt very miserable. I thought that I had reached all the goals in my life of being a mom and having the house and having the dogs and the white picket fence, only it was a brown fence. It was a brown wooden fence, and having the husband, but I found myself out of love with my husband. I found myself screaming and yelling at my kids and just feeling like blah. And I know that after this pandemic that a lot of us are really just trying to find ourselves and where we're at in life, and we're just trying to grab our roots. And I am here to help support women to come back to that, to help you ignite and inspire within you, and also to do this inner healing work. I have this really soul calling to help us do this really deeper healing work that maybe we might have been shamed or guilted or blamed, and we get stuck living these stories, and we get stuck feeling like a victim all the time, and we're so stuck in feeling why we're not good enough, why we're not worthy, why we're not deserving. And then we've convinced ourselves to just settle for this life, and that, like me, washing dishes in like the 5th house my husband and I have bought, because to me, whenever disturbance comes, I like to move and create change. That's my way to create change, because it's like, oh, well, if I have to focus on the house and packing everything up and moving from one house to another and setting everything up, then it's going to change, and then something big's going to happen. And then I found myself in the same space, washing the dishes, looking out the window, new house, new decorations, maybe new clothes, my kids crying in the background saying, this is as good as it gets. And that was my mantra. And I realized that, ew, this is not as good as it is. This as good as it gets? It is as good as it gets if that's what I decide for myself. And I'm here because of everything that I've gone through and struggled with in my life. I know that there's so many women out there going through this right now. Give me an eye if you second that, because I know that the first part to change anything is to notice and to make this self-actualization, which can be almost the hardest step. Because if you're anything like me, I can be really stubborn, which is a great strength, and it can be a weakness as well, that I'm like, I don't need to change. I remember the first book, a self-help book my sister was reading, it was sitting on her nightside table, or it was in her living room, and it was The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And I thought, I don't need a self-help book. I can help myself. And that was me. And then I realized and then I wrote down the title maybe 3 months later, and I was like, I'm going to secretly get this self-help book and not tell anyone, even though my sister was reading it. That's where my journey with personal development, my self-help journey started there. And it didn't just stop there. It was like, I just got so sick of my life that I needed to change something. And I read that book, and it just ignited this curiosity within me. And I think I read it, and I took about 2 more weeks before I actually did the things. They were called the Life Savers. There were these SAVERS. It was like sit in silence, like affirmations, exercise, read, visualization. It was all these different practices, and it was really hard to get out of bed because my baby at the time would wake me up, and I would nurse him 3 to 6 times a night. I was on a mission that with my 3rd baby that I wasn't going to co-sleep anymore, that I needed my own space. So I'd wake up and go in his room and nurse him, and then put him to bed, and then I'd go back and forth. And waking up that many times, I made a choice. I made a choice, and I just want to help you and encourage you that you are the only one who can change anything in your lives. You can't leave it up to anything. It's not going to be Amazon. It's not going to be the iced venti latte that you get in the afternoon to get your energy boost back. It's not going to be looking for it in other relationships from other people. It's not where you think it is. And I learned that the really hard way. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to share my love and my light and my inspiration to help pull you up. And for me, yoga was this practice of this inner journey towards me. And at first I thought it was just this movement piece, but it really was this inner healing and this spiritual journey in towards me. And that is what I want to bring. And so I am creating a free 10-minute morning to help you recreate yourself. I'm here to help you create space and time for you, but the only person that can make you actually do it is you. So I'm on this life mission to help women, to help inspire and empower women to create a home practice, to create this home practice that will empower you and inspire you to live the life that you were meant to live. And I'm different from most people because I'm me. I'm creative, and I'm not just I'm not just doing one thing. I have this passion to help women grow. I have this passion to share yoga and movement, and this beautiful passion to help share spirituality and different ways that we can help heal ourselves. And it's through simple practices like journaling or sitting and visualizing or meditating, which I know when I started meditating, I was like, I cannot sit here. And my brain is like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Your house is so messy. You need to do the dishes. Jack's crying. Junie's freaking out. Your marriage and life is a wreck. But I will tell you that you don't fail at anything. The only time we really fail is when we just give up and we don't try. That we have to try something. We have to get so disturbed and so sick and tired with being so sick and tired with ourselves. Because that was me, feeling just like so sick and tired of who I was and the woman that I became. And I always put on a really good show because, as you can tell, I have this lovely smile that I love and embrace. As a little girl, I didn't. Dimples, freckles, what? I was like 3 shades lighter, dry skin, all of the things that I never felt like I fit in. I never was really an academic achiever. I was a bench warmer in volleyball. It was interesting because I remember in high school, someone asking me, what are you going to do with your life? And I said, I think I'm going to die at a young age. And it's really interesting because I'll share in another video that I actually almost did. I almost manifested that, and I fell off of a waterfall like 35 feet, and I should have died. I literally should have died that day, but I didn't because the universe had a bigger plan for me. And I will just say that this is something that's so powerful, is that be so mindful of what you're thinking and what you're speaking and what actions that you're putting into the world, that we are also programmed by media, social media, by news, by our freaking phones. Do you know that our phones create this fight or flight response? Literally, like back in the caveman days when like a pterodactyl or maybe a saber-toothed tiger was attacking us, literally our phones are creating that. So it's time to take back who you are and become aware of what you're putting into the bank of your mind. I wrote it in my beautiful book, Awaken You, From Pain to Healing, A Woman's Way of Waking Up to Her Life, that we are concerned with what we're putting in our physical banks and what's coming out those banks. But this sacred temple, this is the bank of your mind. What information are you feeding yourself? What are you programming into your physiology, which is just this big fancy scientific word for your body's energy and your ability to move your body. And so that's what I'm here to do, creating this free 10-minute practice for you that I'm very beyond excited to share with you. And I am putting you on the spot because that's like, got to do that. And I'm challenging you. I challenge you to join me in this community of women on Yoga Bliss with Shelly. You can join our Facebook group if you haven't already. Please come and join on Yoga Bliss with Shelly. That we're going to do 21 days of a 10-minute practice to change your life. And if you really want to change your life, do it for 30 days. And if you're like me, that's like, I'm going all in. Are you going all in? I'm going all in. Like, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going all in. Then I'm going to dedicate 45 days. And if you're feeling like super big and super pumped about this, I'm so excited to announce that I'm releasing a membership site where I'm going to really help you dive in and create that practice for yourself that is going to make the transform and the change in your life. I promise you that if you take time for you, that if you practice you, that you will change whatever it is that you want in your life. And you might be coming here and you might be a little unsure and you're not sure about this or you're not sure about that. Unsureness, uncertainty is the spaces where we grow the most. And if you can feel it, I know you can feel my energy, that I have this passion, this desire to help you, to help women, to help mamas, to help us live this life that we were meant to live, because we do not all have to struggle and live in anxiety and live in overwhelm every day. We can, if that's what we choose to. But however, I am here to help you break free from that, to help unchain yourself, to help you be the woman that you were meant to be, because you were meant for more. How many of us feel like we were meant for more, but we don't know how to get there? You were meant for more, and I'm here to help guide you towards you, because you already have everything within you. You have it within you. You have everything within you that you already need. You just need permission to set yourself free. And through different practices that I'm going to share with you, through meditation or visualization, through affirmations, through journaling, and through movement, that we can make this shift within ourselves. And it's so beautiful, because when we start our day with a lovely morning practice, it follows along with us. And so I encourage you that when you get this practice, that you do it every morning, that no matter what it takes, that you wake up. I know I have 3 kids and 3 dogs and a husband who are always demanding and blah, 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 blah. I have learned to create healthy boundaries, and I say, no, this is mom's time. This is my time, and then I will make time for you. So I set my alarm earlier, and I do it for me, because when we wake up and we change our state, we shift the energy and the momentum of our whole day. And if you go your whole day how you always do your day, and then maybe do it in the afternoon, it could spark that change. I'm not saying you can't do this in the afternoon or evening. I'm just saying that if you really want it to work and make the change that I've created it to, is that you have to start first thing when you get up, by changing the way you're doing life and by changing the way you're doing things. I'm so grateful for you. It's hard to fit all of this into one little spot, but I know you can feel my energy and my love. I just have this love for helping women, and I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. And I really just hope that you will come and join the Yoga Bliss with Shelly community and just be a part of you. Start being an active part of your life, because you deserve it. And again, you are the only person who can help change you. I can't. No one can't. Shopping can't. Food can't. You have to be the one who says, it's time to make me a priority. I choose me. When you choose you, my beautiful sister, it's like this beautiful ripple effect that just goes to your kids, to your spouse, to your family, to your friends, to your business. It is this beautiful, intricate web. I'm so grateful for you. I love you. And please, if you haven't checked out, I have a lovely podcast, Yoga Bliss with Shelly, that I share all of this wisdom. There's like 50 episodes now. Also, Yoga Bliss with Shelly on YouTube. Hello, subscribe, like, thumbs up, and share. Sharing is what this is all about. I love you. I'm so grateful for you, beauties.